Hi darlings, my name is Daniella and welcome back to my channel. New to my channel, hi, I'm Daniella. I do videos on TV shows, I vlog my life, I talk about music, I bake on here. I kind of do a lot of stuff on here. So if you like any of that type of stuff, please hit the subscribe button, comment down below any video requests you have, and hit a like on this video as well. In today's video, we are going to be reviewing Outer Banks Season 3. This season was long awaited and I was very excited for it, and there's a lot to talk about here. So let's get right into it. We're going to structure this the same way I structure all of my TV review videos, which is just characters, plot, and the next season. This one will be a little bit differently structured just because I'm going to break the characters into the adults and then like the kids. And yeah, so let's get right into it. Also, spoiler warning, because I will be talking about the whole entire season, so do not watch this if you haven't watched the season. Go watch the season, then come back. First of all, in the adults is Sing. I loved his character. Like, obviously he was the bad guy, but I really liked his addition and I liked him being the bad guy this season and not Ward. It was really fun to see him, and I liked his guys. Like, I don't know how to explain this, but I really enjoyed Sing as a villain. He was a great villain. He kept me on my toes. I knew anytime anything good was happening, he was going to be there soon. Like, you just knew he had all the power, all the men, all the money. Like, you could not get past him. And so I really enjoyed Carlos Sing, and he did not die. Oh wait, no, he did. He did die. Okay, so he can't come back next season. That actually makes me kind of sad. But I loved him. I loved his accent. I can't remember where he said he was from, but I just love Carlos Sing as a villain. Next up are Pope's parents. Another set of adults I love. I love Pope's parents so much, genuinely. They are the best parents on the show, hands down. Do not play with me. I love Pope's dad. I love Pope's mom. There's just not very much to say because they're just amazing, and they're not on the show very much anymore, and I'm really hoping next season that we see them more because they're just the best parents on the show and they're amazing, and I love Pope's dad and I love his mom. Next up is Key's parents. Let me say this, at the beginning of the season I was starting to like Key's mom a bit more, was not doing Key's dad. Like, I don't understand why he was so rude to JJ the way he was. I just don't understand Key's dad. Like, I don't understand the way that he was treating Key, the way he was treating JJ. Like, I don't get it. I don't get the need to be so rude because he was once a pogue as well. It was unnecessary. So I don't really appreciate him. I was appreciating Key's mom a bit more because she was a bit more, she had a little bit more sense, you know. She was like, you know, we can't just force this upon her. And then they did. Them sending Key to that Kitty Hawk camp made me so mad. Oh my gosh, I remember like that scene when she's like preparing to talk to them and that guy comes and she's like, stranger danger, stranger danger. Because the ending scene made me a little pissed off because why are y'all smiling and clapping this if you didn't? Key's parents don't deserve happiness. Next up, I'm gonna talk about Ward. You know, I try to give Ward the benefit of the doubt. You know, I tried to give him a chance to show me that he wasn't who he was, and he failed. I thought after seeing how terribly Rafe turned out as a person that Ward would be like, you know what, let me slow down, because he loves Sarah down. That's the one thing about Ward. Sarah is his favorite child. We all know it. He still was a bad person, but in the end, he sacrificed himself for Sarah and the Pogues. So I'm not too mad about it. I don't know how I feel about Ward because he's dead and he died for a good cause. But I feel like that's also kind of like a little short redemption arc for a villain, and he don't deserve it because he was a terrible, terrible person. Tried to kill John B's dad, tried to kill John B, tried to kill Sarah, tried to kill all of them. He doesn't deserve happiness as well. The last adult I'm gonna talk about is John B's dad. I hated him. I hated the way that he treated John B. I hated how obsessed he was with the treasure. I hated the way he treated Sarah. I hated the way he made John B lie to the Pogues. I didn't like John B's dad at all. Every single scene that he was in, I wanted him gone. I wanted him to die at the end of the season, and he did. Like, I'm so sorry. I didn't enjoy him. I wish that he just stayed dead. Like, I don't know how to explain this. I like when they reconnected for the first time, but even then it was straight to treasure hunt, treasure hunt, treasure hunt, treasure hunt, treasure hunt. And also, I will say, they would not have been able to find the gold if it had not been for John B's dad. So I will give him his kudos because he is the real reason why they are all rich now, but I didn't like him, and that is my truth. And now we are going to talk about the kids. So first off, I'm going to talk about Topper. Topper this season, I have never like loved or hated Topper. Like, obviously when he's done something bad, I've been like not liking him. He's done something good, I've appreciated him. But this season, Topper wow. Beginning of the season, liked him. He was helping out the pose, you know, he was being a good person. Him and Sarah were a thing for a second, which I'll talk about more when I talk about Sarah. He did not deserve to be hit so hard by John B. Like, John B actually took it too far because Sarah was the one that cheated on you, not Topper. And obviously you hate Topper because he's a kook and whatever, but he did not deserve to be hit. Like, you hit him once, he was out. He was a knockout. Like, it was wraps. It was enough. But he just kept going, and I was like, whoa. So that was a lot for Topper. I feel bad for him for that. Well, also, Sarah did play him a little bit, which again, I'll talk about more with Sarah. Sarah did play him, and that wasn't fair to him, but also for him to go and literally burn down John B's house. Wow, Topper is an evil person. I saw a little bit of Rafe in Topper, and that is scary because Rafe is terrifying. That's how I feel about Topper. They're gonna try redemption arc for him next season. I can feel it, but I don't really think he deserves it unless he, with his bare hands, builds John B a new house. He could have killed all of them, including the girl he loves, Sarah. So it doesn't make any sense. Next up is Rafe. I have been terrified of Rafe from the beginning. That man is not okay. He's genuinely so scary. Rafe was continuing to be Rafe this season. Like, he was still being hit. Him and Kiara in Singh's house, that was a pairing I didn't know I needed. Like, I actually loved that so much. It was so much fun to watch, and I just really liked the way that they interact. Rafe stole the cross again, melted it. That is the insane part to me. He melted that cross down. You know, aside from it being his or whatever he was saying, or, you know, him trying to just assert his dominance or whatever, how could you look at a cross so beautiful? Like, that thing was so beautiful. You can see the intricate details that whoever made and sculpted that thing put in hours and hours of work to make that thing look so beautiful. And you said, yeah, I'm melted. That is genuinely so sick. It's so sick. I don't understand it. So Rafe, I don't know. He was like really important in the beginning and like did not show up for the rest of the episodes after they went to South America because he just wasn't there with them. But I feel like Rafe is gonna play a bigger role next season. Maybe, maybe not. I don't really know. I did like him with that girl. I don't think Rafe should be in any type of relationship right now, but I did like him with the girl that he was with. She's talked a little bit of sense into him. Also, him and Barry are a duo that I hate to love. I hate to love them because I like them together. Like, I just think it's kind of funny, but they also achieve maximum destruction when they're together. Next up is my girl Cleo. I love Cleo. Like, I love a black woman from infinity to infinity, and Cleo is a black woman, so I'm gonna support. I'm gonna love her. I love that she got much more character development this season. She was just so much fun. She was fun last season too, but she was just so much fun this season. I loved her place within the group. Like, she fit in so perfectly, and I'm so happy about her and Pope, which I'm gonna talk about Pope now because I also love Pope as well. Have loved Pope from season 1, don't even play. I was really scared when Pope was gonna kill Rafe. Like, I understood it. Like, I understood his anger, but if Pope had done that, he would have just never forgave himself. So that scared me a bit. I loved the two of them together. Like, from the first episode being like the no love club to the last episode where they're like, no love club is over. Y'all do not understand. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. It was so good. I just need a little bit more of them together in season 4. Yeah, season 4, because that was everything I needed. Like, I was so happy with that. I was so happy with that development. Cleo and Pope, love them down. Love them down. I'm gonna talk about JJ with Key as well, because, you know, I'm gonna put all the couples together. JJ this season just continued to be JJ, but the things about JJ that I used to like dislike, I learned to love this season. I don't know how to explain that where it makes sense. There's certain aspects of JJ's character that I was just like so annoyed with before that just would make me mad, or just would like it would just irritate me, like things he would do. But this season, I loved it. Like, I genuinely love JJ. The way that JJ knows so many random people that can do things for him. Like, obviously it's due to his dad's work and his family and all that type of stuff, which is not healthy and was really hard for him. But it's just so funny to me. Like, he's like, I know a guy, I know a guy, I know a guy. Like, I just love that. That was so funny. I loved how much he cared about keeping the group together, even though sometimes it didn't really work and he needed to just calm down. I love that he was like, no man left behind, because that is so important. So no man left behind, yes. Now for him and Key, their fight scene made me so mad. I was so mad what he said to Key. I do appreciate that he apologized. apologize. I'm also mad that he stole her dad's cash clip, whatever they called it. But also, Key, why did you tell your parents that? You know what? And let's talk about Key right now. Why did she tell her parents that? Because like, if it was me and I knew that I was trying to be with JJ, I would have been like, I took that before you gave me the card, Mom. I knew I was gonna need money and I didn't want to be left stranded. Be smart. Why are we actually blaming JJ for things he did? Like, obviously JJ needs to, you know, deal with the consequences of his actions. But why did she tell them that? Like, that actually made me so mad. I did not understand it. Key this season, once again, I love Key. I loved her relationship with Sarah as well. It didn't really get like a much screen time, but I really appreciated the two of them. I'm really happy that they are friends now, especially the growth from season 1. I'm really happy about that. Her and JJ, I don't know if I was rooting for this couple. I don't know if this was something that I knew I wanted, but I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. I don't know if this will last long. I don't know. I don't know, but I'm enjoying it. So I love them together. Wish Key's parents were just better people. She just deserves better in the parent field. Next, we're gonna talk about the next two characters that are, I guess, the most important, John B and Sarah. First off, we're gonna talk about John B. One thing about me, I forget what we found out on Twitter right after season 1 came out, because it seems to me that everyone else forgot and I didn't. I'm gonna just say that Chase Stokes is too old to be playing this character this season, especially because there's gonna be something I'm gonna talk about, like plot wise. There are some scenes where like it was just him and his dad, and so you got a lot of like screen time that was just John B's face, and I remember just looking at being like, he's way too old to be playing this character. Like, he looks too old to be a high schooler. And I know like the rest of the cast is also very like not close to the age of being a high schooler, but I don't know, there's something about the way that like he just looks older, and he is the oldest in the cast that are like playing teenagers, so it makes sense. But it's just like him compared to Madeline, it's not giving. But John B this season, I'm surprised he put up with his dad for so long. Like, I personally wouldn't have. His dad, I wouldn't have done that, because that would have just I would have been fed up. His dad was annoying. So John B's better than me, because he was still running for his dad, and he still wanted to find his dad, which was sweet. Him beating up Topper, I don't understand why he did that. Like, I understand his anger, but I don't understand why he took it out on Topper. Also, I feel like this season John B was just very much like unlike himself. Like, he just wasn't really acting the way I guess I'm used to him acting, and maybe that's just my bad memory, or that's what the writers wanted, but he just didn't really feel like himself, I feel like. And so I'm hoping that maybe next season he'll get more of him just being himself. That doesn't make any sense, but if you've been watching the show for long enough, maybe you'll understand what I'm trying to say. Like, he was just always fighting with JJ, not getting along with Sarah, which like obviously they were having issues, so it makes sense. Going along with stuff that his dad did that he did not want to do. Like, it just felt kind of weird to me. Maybe we'll unpack that next season, because he now also has to grieve his father's death, which I really enjoyed the way that they got to say goodbye, because obviously the last time he thought his dad died, he didn't get to say goodbye, and they had just fought. But this time his dad was like, I'm proud of you, you're amazing, I wasn't a good father, but you're an amazing son, you're perfect to me, died. And like that, I think it just was really sweet. Next up, we're gonna talk about my favorite character, Sarah Cameron. I love Sarah down, also because I love Madeline Klein. Sarah this season, first of all, I love the 2 episodes that she narrated or voiceovered. You know, she took what John B normally does and she did it. I don't know how to explain that well, but I enjoyed those episodes. First off, we need to talk about her and Topper. I'm not mad that she cheated on John B. Like, cheating is not okay, but I'm not mad that she cheated on him. I just kind of was like, okay, like they were fighting, he was lying. Okay, should she have like kept kissing him after the first time? No. Should she have played Topper later on? No. But I'm not mad about it. One thing I also need to add about John B and Sarah, because I forgot to say it, the scene when John B told her that her dad tried to kill her, I audibly gasped.
On your side. Okay, Sarah, you know what happened? My dad came back, and he's trying to help all of us. And meanwhile, your dad tried to kill you. And I'm sorry that you can't deal with that. Am I wrong?
He was sick for that. He was sick for that. So I'm confused why he's shocked that she cheated on him after he said something like that to her. Sarah was just girl boss this season. If we're gonna be for real, none of what had happened would have happened without Sarah. She made sure everybody was making it to South America. She made sure that everything was okay. She did what she needed to do, and she was amazing. She put up with John B's dad being disrespectful to her. She almost killed her dad. She almost killed her dad for them. If y'all didn't believe that Sarah was for the Pogues, I hope you do now, because she done almost lost everything for these people. And for what? Really, and for what? A bit of gold, she was already rich. She literally was already rich. Like this really doesn't, I mean, she's gonna be richer, but this really doesn't affect her in the way that y'all think it does. I just love Sarah Cameron. She's an amazing character. Like, I don't know what else you want me to say. And her fits always look good. One thing about me, after I watch Outer Banks, a new season of Outer Banks, I will go on Shop My TV just for Sarah Cameron's wardrobe. Her bikinis always look good. Her tops always, she always looks good. She always looks good. Like, sometimes I wish I was Sarah Cameron. Not exactly, but I wish I had her wardrobe because she's amazing. Those were all the characters. Now we're gonna talk about the plot of season 3. I'm gonna say something, and I know y'all like the tussle, so I might get some hate for this, but this season was objectively the worst season of all 3. And here's why. Season 1, it was the first season. You were introduced to the characters. We had the introduction of the whole quest. We found the gold. It was amazing. Loved it. Season 2, you're coming off of season 1. We had a great time. We were moving to Barbados. There was a lot going on. There's more to the quest. We find the cross. It was amazing. Yes. This season felt very different from the other 2 seasons, and it just felt like it was dragging on for too long. And I'm gonna explain why. First of all, the scenes of John B and his dad. Enough of it. There were too many scenes of just them two together that took up too much of the show and too much of the season. Like, it actually made me mad. It was too much. Another part of that was just the gang was not together for a whole lot of the season. A lot of the time they were separated, and it was like one person was taken, and so another person is trying to get that person while the other or two or whatever are together. They always were separated a lot, and they weren't together. And obviously I understand because now they're a much bigger gang. Like, you know, from season 1 they were 4 and they were 5, now they're 6, so there's a lot of them. But I just wish we got to see more of them together. I like when the couples were together. Like, that was enough for me sometimes. I just wish that there was more of them all together cohesively, because I think that's part of the heart of the show, and part of the reason why so many people love the show is because they're all best friends and they all do everything together. I feel like the last episode was a rush. Found the treasure. Bam, 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 bam. 18 months later, jump. Whoa. I want to see what happened to them when they got home. I want to see Pope's parents' reaction to the fact that they found the gold. Y'all moving too fast. It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. And also, one thing that really made me mad was the fact that when they found El Dorado, it was only Sarah and John B. I so wish that it had been the whole entire gang and you could see all of their faces when they realized that they found so much gold. This whole entire show has been leading up to that point, has been leading up to that moment. And for only 2 people to get to enjoy it, because I feel like they could have written it so that all 6 of them and John B's dad, so 7 of them, got to enjoy and experience that together, because that's what they all have been working for. Enough of season 3. Let's talk about season 4. I'm about to say something y'all about to hate too. I kind of feel like the show should have ended at season 3. And let me explain why. Like I said before, the whole entire show was about them trying to find gold in El Dorado. And they did it. And now I just feel like there's no more that I need from the show. Like, I think it's really important for shows to understand when it's a good time to just close the chapter, because I worry that this next upcoming season is not going to be as good as the previous 3. This season, there was a lot of boring, just a lot of stuff going on. And it felt like a filler season. So I did not actually think that we were going to find the gold at the end of the season. But we did. I would have loved for us to find the gold and then had one more episode, gone back to Kildare, seen everybody's reactions, found the gold, everyone getting their money, blah, 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 end the show. I would have been happy. I'd have been content. It would have made me a little bit sad, but I would have been content. But they got picked up for season 4 before season 3 even came out. So obviously we all knew that season 4 was coming. That's why I thought that this whole entire season was gonna be kind of like a transition season, because a lot of the scenes and the episodes in this season were not giving what they were supposed to be giving. It was giving filler season. But now we have a new season with them on a new quest, and it just isn't as fun. I wish that they would have introduced the quest and everything at the beginning of season 4, because I think that would have added more excitement, more hype, and maybe made me more willing to want to watch season 4. Because if I'm being completely honest, first couple episodes, the last couple episodes were my favorites. Everything in between wasn't really giving. We will see if I watch season 4. I do appreciate Outer Banks, love Outer Banks. Shout out to Jonas and Josh Pate for creating the show, because it's such an amazing concept, like so cool. They had to really think deeply about every single little aspect of how they were going to find the gold, and that is so cool because they came up with that like on their own. I am an Outer Banks fan. This season made me realize why some people cringe when I say that. Maybe I will be back for season 4. I'm not gonna make any promises, but I do really love a lot of the people on the cast and the concept of the show. We'll see when the season 4 trailer comes out if I watch the show. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe. I want to hear what you guys think of this season. I hope you have an amazing day, and hugs for life. Bye.
you're the reason why I can feel those butterflies when I